Hello, everybody. This is Tim Rice, and today's coaching message is what people should be doing during this crisis. You know, the average person understands that governments are corrupt, as you can see, corruption. And if you have a friend and your friend tells you that, hey, that person you're hanging out with has stolen from 5 different people, would you let that person come into your house when your friend that you trust tell you that someone else that you know is a thief? Well, that's kind of like what we're doing with the government. We know the history of our government. We know that they're corrupt. And then all of a sudden we think, oh, this time they're going to stop being corrupt and we should trust them. Would you trust a thief? That's my question. And I want you to think about that. Now, what it is we should be doing. I make a lot of videos and people inbox me, people leaving a message. Tim, what should we do? Well, one thing you have to understand about the history of the world is that since we were born, haven't you noticed how life seems to be a little harder? There's more rules and laws that constrict our freedom and our ability to live life and be happy. Like, there's so many rules and laws. One thing I can remember is all these parking tickets or red light cameras or speeding cameras, all these things that, I can't go downtown in Baltimore and park my car, and go inside and handle business without coming outside and having a parking ticket, or I can't go somewhere and take a ride to Walmart and come back without them next week sending me a camera of me driving 5 miles over the speed limit. It's like they all these things that are really constricting our life. And it's all in the name of them trying to control, manipulate us. Okay? So all of a sudden we have this crisis, this coronavirus so-called. And, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories and talking about all the details because there's so much stuff. But I do want to talk to you about the power of indoctrination. See, with indoctrination, they inject or put in information. And then you live your life according to what you believe. And so that's why you are allowing that thief, so to speak, the government, in your house because you believe that the government is there to help you because you've been indoctrinated to believe that. So that's why worldwide you see people allowing the government to put us on lockdown, in jail and treat us this way because it's the government, because we depend on it. And when you depend on something, it's like a little child depends on their mother and father. And so you have grown adults depending on the government and teaching their children to depend on a government when they can see the government is a thief or is robbing them. And this is what we're teaching our youth. And my answer to you is people before us, our heroes that are long gone, have died for our civil and constitutional rights. So when we have these crises, we have to be able to separate it. Is this really worth violating our civil and our constitutional rights? And this video is for anybody that can speak English anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter what country you're in. Every country, even if it's a communist country, has civil and constitutional rights. And should they be violated over something that really, honestly, that has been proven to be as dangerous as the simple flu? And if you do your research, you understand my words. I'm choosing them really kindly because they're true. And I don't want you to think that I'm trying to sway you one way or another, because I want you. Tim Rice is about love. It's about flexibility. It's about being fluid in terms of making you understand what's going on in the world. I don't want to create a tribe of people and use words that make you connect to me tribally. I want you to be conscious and open, which you were meant to be. I want you to be flexible and fluid, so to speak. And I want you to relearn how to use your instincts, because see, indoctrination strips you of your ability to be able to be conscious of what's going on. And once you start to use your instincts, you say, wait a minute, I know my government has never really been honest with me. So they're not honest now. Just that little simplicity is all that I really want to really convey to you. And that's just it. We have rights, civil rights, and constitutional rights. And we cannot allow anything to violate those rights, because those rights were put in place by our forefathers before us. And everything that our civil rights leaders died for. Remember, the biggest fear of government is unity. Okay? And they do everything they can to separate us, because separated, we're very weak and fragile and ignorant. And we allow the government to make us look stupid. But together, remember, together, we are so strong. And every leader that has made us strong, they have killed them, executed them. Because see, our fear is the government doing something to us. The government fear is us coming together. That's how corruption is destroyed, is defeated, with unity. So what you should be doing? You should be fighting for your rights. You should be letting every government know, in every city, in every state, in every municipality, that your rights are more important. You shouldn't lose your heart, your emotions based on something that literally is no more important than influenza or the flu. Because if you really think hard and you really look what's going on and you really observe and do your research, I'm telling you, if you use your intuition and your instincts, you'll understand what's happening around you. And I'm telling you that your rights are being violated, and it's all a drill to see how you behave and respond to the new rules and laws and conditions that they're going to put upon us. And if you don't fight for your rights, they're going to take them away from you. And it's going to be harder for your sons and daughters and for your grandchildren to live life. So at some point, with all this technology, when do we wake up? So I'm telling you, to bring this all together, they've indoctrinated us, they've put things into our brain, and the only way we can take them out is if we allow ourselves to intuitively, instinctively see what's going on. And I'm going to bring it back. Would you allow a thief in your house when your friends have told you that you've been robbed? 5 friends told you this is a thief. Doesn't matter the story or the circumstances. Every person that robbed told you a different story of how that thief took from them. And that's what we're allowing the government to do. We know that they're thieves. We know they're corrupt, and we're allowing them to take from us things that our forefathers, our heroes, our civil rights heroes have died for us. And we're letting them down because we're scared, because we're separated. Remember, man, our president, Kennedy, told us about the secret societies. And you can't deny that. Your president told you that. And anybody that knows history, you know that. Why would your president tell you about secret organizations taking over the world? You don't believe your president? Really? I understand all these people making YouTube videos. You don't believe them. It was your president that told you that, and they killed him. This is Tim Rice. Stand for your rights. You have civil rights. You have constitutional rights. Use your instincts. Use your intuition. Does this make sense? Hope this video was helpful. If you can give me some more information to help me with my audience, I would love to have it, and I will use it. But that's what you need to be doing. You need to be going down there, gathering, having unity, and fighting for your rights, okay? Tim Rice, and remember, love is flexible, love is fluid, and it's open, meaning that we are all one people, but we all have one thing in common. We want to live life, and we want to preserve humility and humanity. Tim Rice, you have a good day. I love you all.